and friends, guests all, education continues to be the only legitimate means of development in any nation. And that's a statement that I will defend. However, that concept is under threat, as currently the acquisition of wealth through any means and other material possessions seem to be captivating the minds of even some well-thinking Jamaicans to indicate that this is the new paradigm for national development. But I dare challenge every well-thinking Jamaican, every individual who has our nation at heart, that now
in progress
is the time for us to make that deliberate attempt to once again reposition education as that vehicle to any kind of development in our nation. You see, ladies and gentlemen, friends all, it is good and well when we can amass wealth that will allow us to enjoy a particular standard of living. But then, with that wealth must come with it a sense of patriotism, a sense of nationalism, and a value system. Unfortunately, in our country today, we have lost the positive value system that once led young people to hold our nation in high esteem. I dare say, education has to be prioritized to fix the challenges of our nation. Teacher migration, a topical issue in education at this time. The concept is not a new concept. It's not a new phenomenon. Teachers have been migrating for years. In the early or the mid-1980s, our country experienced a wave of teacher migration, migrating from our nation, not necessarily to take up teaching positions in overseas jurisdictions, but teachers simply moved away from the classroom. Many persons at that time simply changed their profession. Those who remained in Jamaica went into the police force, and I can indicate with a great sense of certainty that many educators chose to go into insurance sales. During the last 5 years, we have once again seen a new insurgence of teacher migration. Teachers have been leaving our shores, but the difference this time around is that many of them are actually going to ply their trades in other jurisdictions in the classroom. Zeroing in on the last 2 years, Jamaica has lost approximately 10% of its teachers within the last 2 years to our overseas jurisdictions. This, if it is not treated with, will become an even more chronic issue in the next 3 years. The background. What is the reason for this? What's the reason, you may ask, for this current wave of teacher migration? Prosperity indeed. Educational International has indicated in its conference earlier this year, they informed the Congress that currently there is a 54 million teacher shortage right across the globe. So currently, the world needs 54 million teachers. Bringing it closer home, the United States of America indicated that within the last year and a half, 51,000 teachers have resigned from their classrooms, just in the United States alone. And they have also indicated that in the next year and a half, the United States will need approximately 300,000 teachers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these vacancies have been created post-COVID. We're not making reference to the time before COVID. This is a post-COVID era. Teachers in our overseas jurisdictions have cited the following reasons for exiting the classroom: low wages, wanting a less stressful environment, security reasons, and many of them have now turned to their own talents and skills by monetizing their gifts and have started lucrative businesses that no longer require them to be in the classroom. The top 5 reasons teachers in the United States have decided to pack up the classroom and walk away. Now, Jamaica being the only English-speaking Caribbean country that has over 10 tertiary institutions that are exclusively teacher training institutions, have become the primary target for these overseas jurisdictions and counterparts. We sit poised in the Caribbean, just an hour and 10 minutes away from the United States of America. Having realized the quality of our teachers, the United States of America, as well as other jurisdictions in Europe and Asia, have sent their recruiters to be vigilant in our country. And let me tell you, they are recruiting our teachers. So someone said the word prosperity earlier, and having cited the reasons why teachers in the United States have decided to leave those classrooms, I will now attempt to give a few reasons or the push factors why our teachers are choosing to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Rotarians and guests, teachers in Jamaica are simply unable to comfortably take care of their families. That was the number one reason. I am unable to purchase or build a decent home. I want to enjoy a good standard of living. And the wages are simply too low for me to have this kind of living. Therefore, the recruiters and the members of the United States and other jurisdictions have sweetened the deal. They are in a crisis. They have realized their position and they are taking steps to fix that. Though their wages are low for their residents, the wages that the beginning teacher in the United States receives is at least twice the amount that a beginning teacher in Jamaica receives. The teacher in the United States receives approximately $7 million Jamaican per year. Our teachers here receive just over $3 million. Higher wages, which will lead to an improved standard of living. The ability to comfortably take care of families and to improve their overall well-being. The ability to purchase or build adequate homes. And of course, they have indicated that there are improved working conditions, unlimited teaching resources, and opportunities for recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians all, the United States is so serious about filling the gaps that have been created that they have now relaxed their qualifications. They have relaxed the qualifications for teachers entering their classrooms. Teachers are now taken from Jamaica with little or no experience. There was information ascertained that there were 23 teachers who just left a particular teacher training institution who went on a program overseas, and not one of them have returned to Jamaica. These are students who are fresh out of college, June 2023. They have all secured working accommodations in the United States and in England. They have also indicated that they are willing to have teachers engaged in on-the-job training. And being engaged in on-the-job training, they are paid for these professional development courses. There is, however, an opportunity here for our country, Jamaica. Having identified how skilled we are in producing quality teachers, having identified the fact that our country possesses over 10 teacher training institutions, here is an opportunity for us. I believe the time is now for us to seriously engage in bilateral talks to sign a memorandum of understanding so that we can train teachers for overseas jurisdictions. Our colleges, though they are effective in training, constantly echo the call that they are undersubscribed. For all the teachers' colleges that I have interacted with, they indicate that they are, for the past 3 years, at 75% of their overall capacity. The fact, too, is that they are not producing as many specialists in the different disciplines that our country requires at this time. As I indicated, there is a significant shortage in technical and vocational teachers, and though the government, through Heart Trust VDTI, has an initiative at this point where they are training individuals to be certified as teachers in these technical competencies and disciplines. Therefore, it is urgent, necessary, and essential for us to bolster the national campaign to make teaching attractive. We must make teaching attractive to attract the agile and creative thinkers to be members of this profession. We must ensure, ladies and gentlemen, that we continue to advocate with the government to increase the wages of our teachers so that they are able to comfortably take care of their families, purchase a home, and increase their standard of living. So with that being said, If teachers realize these conditions here in our country, then they will remain on our shores.
One way to bring back teachers here is to increase the salaries, right? But is that enough to encourage persons to get into the teachers institution to actually go in? Consider that teaching is a 24-hour job, 7 days a week, and you have to manage sometimes overpopulated classes.
Indeed, those are the conditions of teaching. Teaching is a secure job, and in many instances, persons like security of tenure. I believe that once there is an increase in the compensation package for the teaching profession, it will attract suitably qualified and brilliant minds to the profession. Persons enjoy the security of tenure. They really do, and this is what teaching offers. Many of them have indicated that they don't want to leave, but simply because of their economic standing and their situation, they have to. So we urge the government to capitalize on this opportunity, bolster the operations of our teachers' colleges, invite students from overseas jurisdictions to be trained here, and train our persons to fill the gaps within our classrooms and train teachers for the export market. Ladies and gentlemen, the development of education lies squarely at the feet of how well our schools do. We're operating in the 21st century context, and technology dictates how we operate. In our schools and teachers' colleges at this time, with the current shortage that we are experiencing, schools have had to be depending on technology to deliver the curriculum to our students. Over the last year, and I dare say many schools will have to adopt to this position going forward, classes will have to be streamed. Once the technology exists in a school, schools will stream their classes. The links will be sent to any other school in Jamaica who has that deficiency, and one teacher will be able to deliver the curriculum within his school, but it is being streamed in other classrooms. This is something that was tried last year. However, from this, the whole matter of internet connectivity and technology in schools is a problem. Schools had to be battling with the exorbitant internet bill, as well as the inconsistency or inadequate internet. And that again posed a challenge. So though the idea was grand, we have seen where it can work, there were those limitations. And I would want to call on corporate Jamaica. There are schools that require assistance to be adopted to take over the internet cost, to be adopted to provide the technological infrastructure that is required for them to operate in a 21st century trend. So therefore, these are novel ideas that have proven to work. We simply need the support to make them as efficient as possible. I am convinced that remaining here on our shores are teachers who are creative, innovative, and those who continue to have a passion for education. Teachers still remain here. I am still here, and others are still here.
Me too.
We are still here. Quality remains here. Quality remains here. Therefore, this quality is under threat. If our teachers are not treated with the value that they deserve, or teachers will choose to leave. This is an urgent call. Allow teachers to be active in the creation of policy directions for the Ministry of Education. We have a position. We are the ones in the trenches. We know how to make students read and write. We know how to get students performing in examinations. We know how to implement strategies for improvement. Our voices matter. Therefore, teachers need to feel valued in all that they do. I urge all of us to get to the point where, as we prioritize education once more, teachers must be at the heart of it. In closing, the former Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, yes, quality person, indicated that in her country, teaching is the mother of all professions. It is because of a teacher that every other profession was created. Therefore, teachers must be paid well. Teachers in Germany are currently the second highest paid teachers in the world. Teachers in Germany are not resigning or retiring from the classroom before time. They are valued, they understand their position, and that nation recognizes them for it. Jamaica is known to copy so many things. They are known to copy a lot of things in a piecemeal approach.
Quantity.
I therefore urge our country to look at these best practices and copy these, to move from a state where they are grappling and fighting to replace teachers, but get to the place where we will retain our teachers. Teacher retention is essential now. If we do not curtail this at this point, in the next 3 years, our country is going to be in a much critical state of teacher shortage. Ladies and gentlemen, education is a priority for all. We must move ahead in positioning our country as the country of choice. Education must be the fulcrum of this. Thank you.